Magnus, we're in Scotland for the World Tour Finals. You are the referee, so I'm not going to ask Magnus for any predictions for this, but a very strong lineup, as always with the Giants live shows. Every show is mixed, but every show you look at some of the names, and we've got some fantastic names here. We're starting with the log lift World Championships, and then we've got the whole show as well. I know we were talking at dinner. Biby looks massive and he's strong.
I don't know. I didn't think that was possible, but he looks bigger than ever. But he looks more athletic.
He looks more muscular, doesn't he?
Exactly.
Not just big. He looks a bit more solid.
Yeah.
With it.
He's got his triceps are like from here up to shoulder somehow. I've never seen anything like it.
It's funny. I was talking to him, and because he's so wide. Do you think he's at a disadvantage with the way the logs are? Almost the handles are a bit. The handles are placed for normal strongmen, and strongmen are wide and big. But for him, it's almost like a narrow position that he's put in.
Yeah. Well, if you look at him how he does the axle, you see he's holding it wider.
Do you think that's why? The reason I wanted to ask about Biby is because there's a lot of kind of controversy with his lockouts, and we've seen. I mean, you watch him in training, he's so ridiculously strong. But when he gets heavy, it just seems to be hard for him to kind of hold that lockout. Do you think some of it is just due to he's having to be in a narrow position? Because like you say, on an axle, he goes much wider to a comfortable position for him.
Well, sometimes what I've seen is it's a big weight, and he throws it sometimes up so fast, so easy, that it kind of throws him off balance a little bit. Now, the lockout, what I've noticed is he was having a shoulder problem, at least on the left side, and so the lockout wasn't, if you would look at the lockout, perfect. But how I always look at things, and it's like if you look at powerlifting, if you physically can't lock out more than that, that's your lockout, and you cannot ask people to do something that they physically can't.
Sure.
So, but he's confident. Doesn't have the shoulder problem. At least he's saying he doesn't feel anything now. He's feeling good. So I'd love to see him, break his own record.
It's interesting because I didn't know until we got here that he's just focusing on the log. I think I found out about a week ago, but I think that's the right call. I think if you come into this show for a world record on the log, because it's quite an athletic comp, barring the log.
Yeah.
The rest of the events are quite movement based.
Yep.
I think he's done the right thing just focusing on this, and I think he's done the log lift 4 times. The log lift world champions 4 times. Yep. He's won it 4 times. So anyone out there that says he doesn't deserve to be invited, based on overall results, you look at even Makarov always gets invited to the deadlift world championship. He's not winning strongman comps, but when it comes to the deadlift, he's very, very good. I think you've got to give the world record holder that invite to a show.
Oh definitely. There are guys out there that are good in a certain thing, not the overall best maybe or whatnot, but they can focus on one certain thing. It's like in the powerlifting. There's fantastic bench pressers.
Yeah. Doesn't make them a good log lifter.
Exactly. Or it doesn't make them a great squatter or a deadlifter.
Yeah.
Then you have fantastic deadlifters that's not maybe a great presser or whatnot. It's very rare that anybody has the whole package. But no, definitely if you think for example, to break a log record takes a lot of dedication and special training. You got to concentrate on that, which means you can't concentrate so much on the other things at the same time, because it will take away from you for that. For example, if you would be training to do the 505 in the deadlift, that would take away from your overhead training and this and that. So, especially now with these records, they're just ridiculous.
Yeah.
The weights are ridiculous. So it takes a special preparation to break a record.
I agree. It's almost at that point where you should just focus on the record or focus on the whole competition. Trying to do both is is so difficult. And I mean, I think Iron Biby's someone that, I've said this, you know, he's not done that well in his comps more recently, like the full comps. And I think he's capable of. Like, if he decided I wanted to focus on the events and be a good all-rounder, I think he could be, because I remember how quick he was, you know, a few years back when I was a bit younger. But since he's been working on the the log, you almost specialise, and you almost get to the point where you do get worse at the other events, because you're almost like, as a strongman, you almost disable yourself in terms of other, like you can't play football because your body starts becoming very specific in the movements that you're doing.
Yeah, that's like, it's kind of same thing. Like I was saying before, the powerlifter, you can be the best, strongest man in powerlifting.
Yeah,
that does not mean you can be the strongest and best in strongman.
No, even like now, just like you and me, probably more capable in doing just normal sports than we ever were when we were competing professionally.
Yeah.
And we're still okay, but we're not going to be competitive against someone that's half decent.
No.
It's it is interesting. But I wish him the best, because a lot of people don't realise what a lovely guy he is as well.
Oh, he's great. And he's great. And he is a great athlete. He is athletic. For his size,
Seen him do backflips with cartwheels and stuff like that.
A couple of years ago, like you mentioned, I think he's about the only one ever beating you in a superior.
He was
fast.
He was very fast, and frame walks, squatting. You know, he's got the ability to be good at all those things. I think I'd like to see him get this 230 and then try and get really focused all around.
I'd love to see him focus on the full contest and come to World's Strongest Man and really show what he can do.
Yeah.
Because I know, and you know, he's got the capabilities to do so.
It's almost frustrating sometimes, isn't it? Because you try and big these people up, but then it doesn't happen in the comp, and then people watching sort of, what they're talking about. But when you've seen him in the gym, when you've seen him training, when you've competed against him, you've seen what he is capable of.
He's so talented.
Absolutely. But anyway, we wish Iron Biby the best. We have a whole competition to focus on as well. I'm not going to ask for predictions, but which big names should we be looking out for in the whole contest?
Wow. Big Tom.
Big Tommy looking good.
Seriously?
And big.
I'm saying Big Tom now.
He looks massive.
Because I think this is the biggest I've ever seen him.
I saw him when we were walking back from, we went bowling earlier. He was in the lobby. He looks massive.
And he told me, I said, oh, are you ready? He said, yeah, I'm ready. I'm bringing it. So
he's got that kind of glint in his eye. Oh yeah, he's ready.
He seems to have that hunger back.
Yeah.
So
can anyone
it's gonna
push
be?
him?
Well, don't forget Mitch Hooper, and Mitch Hooper is one of these tremendous athletes that can adapt to everything, really quick to pick up things and learn and master them. So it doesn't matter what contest Mitch Hooper is going to enter, he's always a threat.
Absolutely. I'll tell you someone I'm looking forward to as well, that maybe less people will know. A young lad called Andre. He's a 206 kilo log lifter, 21 years old. I spent some time with him this weekend. Lovely, lovely lad. And I'm looking forward to seeing how he does. Seems to be improving very, very quickly. And he just seems, for a young lad, he's got his head screwed on. And I think he's got what it takes to do well.
I saw some guys there that I really haven't seen much of, but which is going to be interesting to see how they do. And that's the great thing, I always like seeing new faces come in. Now don't forget, we got Pablo Cordiaca. Now, is he going to be tired? He was just doing
3 shows in a row this will be for him.
Yeah.
He competed last weekend, he competed the weekend before. I think they're good events for him though this weekend.
Yeah. How I looked at it when I was competing, it's like, and I looked at things, it's like, I looked at it like you got to compete yourself into shape. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Because
match ready, kind of.
Yeah, because you got nowadays you got guys that are, I'm only going to do 1 show or 2 shows a year, and then they come to the shows and they do mistakes and they mess up.
Yeah.
It's kind of really that they don't, or they come up back after some time and think they're gonna smoke everybody, and he usually doesn't have them. I've only seen one pull that off, and that was Liz's coming back to the Invitational. I thought it would be more like Rusty or whatever.
Yeah.
But no, he did a perfect run there. So, but I always believe you gotta compete yourself in shape. So it's kind of like how I used to look at things. Like I did a lot of shows here and there, up to 30 a year or whatnot. I looked at most of that as training. I would only get serious for like, once a year. But I would still do these competitions. Well, first of all, I didn't have all the equipment to train on, so that was my event training.
Yeah.
Which is, all the equipment. Everybody's got a set of stones. So everybody's got a log. Everybody's got, this and that now, which has changed the sport. It's really become a sport on its own.
People can train it.
We used to just be shot putters and power lifters or weightlifters or whatever come together and compete.
Yeah.
And it's been great, and I think I'm fortunate and blessed to be still involved with it.
Absolutely, you are indeed. Both of us are. It's amazing that we've managed to see the growth of the sport, and we can continue to see that. If you guys, I think tickets have sold out now for the World Tour Finals, but you can tune in to officialstrongman.com, watch the live stream. Big Tommy looking absolutely massive. Luke Stoltman is here. Pavlo Kordiak, current Europe's strongest man, the current world's strongest man. Got who else have we got? We've got Gav Bilton, Paul Dwyer. There's a whole host of awesome athletes that are going to be competing. Some brilliant new faces as well. Make sure you guys tune in. We'll catch you next time.